another edition of SCORE, Business Showcase, and welcome. We have a phenomenal guest with us, a musician, singer, and entertainer, the renowned Leroy Christie.
Yay!
All right, Leroy, welcome.
Yes.
And, I've seen your growth. All right, as far as a musician is concerned, it's a pleasure having you with us this
Pleasure being here, Steve.
And the way you look right now, I should be asking you for your autograph.
Well, you can have that.
Right. Exactly. Now, what inspired you to get into the music business?
Well, you know what? When I was about 9 years old, I was downstairs in my living room watching TV, and my brother came downstairs, and he said, "Leroy, you got to hear this kid. He just put out a brand new album, him and his brothers. Come on upstairs." So I came upstairs, and he put the record on. It was Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yes, his first record. And
ABC,
I said,
huh?
Like, absolutely. And it was just like that, ABC, you know, and I said, wow, listen to this kid. And he inspired me to start singing. And I started listening to his songs and trying to mimic him and do things like him. And that's what that's what got me out on the road to singing.
Wow, that's excellent. And it's interesting, even though Michael Jackson is not with us, he's still inspiring many millions of people.
Yes.
All right,
yes,
around the world. Now, how long have you been singing?
Ooh, since I was about, well, I've been singing since I was about 10, but, you know, far as publicly, I think when I was around about 19 years old,
Oh, really?
I started singing with, you know, different groups and bands and stuff like that all over the Connecticut.
All right, very good.
In other states too.
Yes,
but,
yes.
you know, this is my home, so.
Now, to date, do you have a favorite artist?
A favorite artist? Well, I have a few. I can't put just one in there, you know.
And who are they?
Stevie Wonders, Michael Jackson, the Whispers. You know, those brothers, I love them. You know, there's so many others. I mean, I could go on and on.
Well, I've heard you sing, and I think you do a fabulous job. You're super out there. Who you remind me of is Luther Vandross.
Oh.
All right, and you sing his songs very well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Steve.
Now, what type of music do you like to listen to, or that you play?
I like the 70s, the 80s. You know, that's my era, so, you know, I like that type of music in that era, you know, like Earth, Wind and Fire. I like Blue Magic. You know, I like, you know, the Manhattans. Then, you know, you can't, you know, forget about George Clinton and the boys, you know, which I'll probably have an opportunity to meet pretty soon.
Oh, really?
I never met him, but
fantastic.
I was talking to a friend the other day, and we're probably going to meet up.
All right. Well, then we need to have them on our show.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get him here once I get to know him.
That'd be pretty cool. Now, if you could collaborate with a person, either dead or alive, who would that be?
Babyface.
Babyface. And why him particularly?
I love his style of music. I think he's an excellent producer and writer. You know, and we have a lot in common as far as, you know, what we like in our sound. And I would love to work with him.
Wow, that's fantastic. You know, in preparing for this interview with you, I was looking at some things because actually, I'm going to let you guys know out there, usually I ask you guys to ask give me the questions and I'll ask you the questions that you know about. Well, Leroy had turned the script on me and made me figure out these questions. So I went online and I got some questions, but there was a particular individual, and I just can't even think of his name right now, I didn't write it down, but he collaborated with, you might remember him, he collaborated with Michael Jackson. And what is his name? You know, known artist, collaborator. He put together quite a few songs. We Are the World, right? He produced that.
Quincy Jones?
Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones. And I found out a lot about him. Right. Matter of fact, it was so good. I said, "Man, I want to collaborate with him."
I'd love to work with Quincy too. Now.
Yeah, that's amazing
Yes.
things since the '60s.
Yes.
Right. That he put things together.
Yes, he goes way back.
Yes.
He's worked with some rock groups. He's worked with all kind of
A variety.
Yes, he's done all types of music, theatrical stuff, everything.
Yes.
He's done a lot of things.
So he has quite many variety of things under his belt, as far as that's concerned. Now, what is your, you've played at a few places. What might have been your favorite place or favorite venue?
My favorite venue. That's a good one. I played so many. They were just beautiful, outrageously beautiful, and my favorite venue.
I know one of the places that we've seen you play at, and that was up in the
Westbrook.
Westbrook. Yes.
Yeah, at the Water's Edge.
Yeah, Water's Edge. Yes.
Yeah, that was a beautiful place, Water's Edge. I love that place too. That can definitely go on the list.
Right.
As one of the beautiful places that I played. But I mean, we've been to so many beautiful places. New York, Boston, I mean, all over. I mean, it's just been a beautiful trip.
And I'm gonna add another one to your list that you might think about down the road. I've been on a few cruises. My wife loves cruising, and we've seen many venues up there that were actually excellent. And I saw you in that type of venue. I think that would work for you.
Yeah, it has. We've done it. We've done cruises, and we've done just about everything. I mean, like I say, I've been in the business since 10, so I've been all over the place, really.
Excellent.
It's been a good ride.
Now, you as a musician and singer, what is it that you listen to?
I listen to the oldies. I love to listen to the classic rock, the classic R&B, Motown. When I'm riding along, I just love listening to those tunes. They bring back memories. That they have, an attachment to them. So I love to listen to them because, like anybody, you have your favorites that you grew up with, and it just brings back those moments where you were at that particular place at that particular time. So I like to listen to those songs that are emotionally touching like that.
That's interesting because that's what music does. All right, it brings you back to a certain time and place in your life, a memorable moment, ones that can take you to very big highs, and also to some lows.
Yeah,
as far as that's concerned too. So music has that emotion.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
To it. Now, what is your dream record label?
My dream record label. I want to say LaFace Records. LaFace Records, they put out some dynamite hits back in the day, and I always wanted to get with those guys. I mean, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, I mean, Babyface. I mean, those guys were just, the sound quality of their recordings to me was just tremendous. So I really always wanted to. That's one of my favorite labels.
That's fantastic. Now, in your time that you've been in the music industry, what has been your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge? Well, keeping my vocals together. I eventually, after singing for many years, had to have an operation on my throat.
Really?
I developed polyps on my vocal cords. So I had to go and have surgery and get them removed. Thank God that at that particular time they had the laser surgery. Because a lot of friends that I know that didn't do the laser surgery lost their voices.
Wow.
And they couldn't sing anymore.
Wow.
But fortunately enough, I came up at a time where they had the laser surgery, and I had an excellent doctor, and he performed the operation. And I tell you, when I healed, my voice came back better than ever.
Really?
Really. Me and my partner, we were just like so amazed at, you know, how my voice was just so clear.
So did the doctor get a percentage?
I guess so. He's living in somewhere in the Glazers here.
All right, good. Now, what has been your biggest success?
My biggest success? My wife, of course.
Aha.
Of course, right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
if I don't say that, guess who sleeps on the couch today?
That's right, you're in trouble.
Yep, but my biggest success. Sheesh, you know, so many good things have happened to me along the way that I can't really put my biggest success, my friend Ray Allen. You know, we got to meet him and perform for him, and we did all his sister's weddings. That was my ultimate right there.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, we got to meet his mom, and we used to go to their house, and she would cook. Oh, Flo can cook now. Flo can cook. His mother, awesome.
Now, for our audience that doesn't know who Ray Allen is, why don't you tell us?
Oh, well, yeah, Ray Allen's a very well-known basketball player, and he's played for the Milwaukee Bucks. He started with them, and he's played for the, I believe it's the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, since you guys are good friends, you have to give him a good word so he can be on the show with us.
Oh,
these
yeah,
days,
sure.
right?
I'm sure he would do it.
We'll have to do that. We'll have to do that.
Ray is a really, he's a gentleman. You know, from the day I met him, I mean, he came up to me like we were brothers. We knew each other forever, you know. And he came to me. I was like, I want to meet Ray Allen. And he came to me, and he's like, hey, guys, how you doing? You know, so
Excellent.
he's a wonderful person, his whole family.
Fantastic. And let's give a shout out to one of your biggest success, and that's Phyllis. All right,
That's
Phyllis.
right. Hey, Phil. I told you I was going to.
Now, and looking at and preparing for this, one of the things I saw that a question that is asked of musicians, and what was said about them, and I don't know if this is true of you, but musicians are gearheads. And so the question is, what is the kind of gear that you like the best?
I like Sennheiser. I like Sennheiser's products. I think their mics are excellent. And, you know, that's not the high rate, but that's all I could afford at the time. So that was very good for me. And I like also in the keyboards, synthesizers. I like Korg. I'll go with Korg. Korg puts out some really good products. Yamaha, yeah, they put out some very nice keyboards, piano sounds and stuff like that. So I love Yamaha when it comes to piano. But Sennheiser, those are my best.
Now, it's interesting you mentioned that because I do have a Yamaha keyboard.
Oh, okay.
And how that happened was when I was younger, I believe it was age 8, and my mom wanted me to actually play the piano. And age 8, I'm saying, piano, that's for girls, that's for sissies.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, is that what you play? You play
Yeah.
piano. All right. Well, I wanted to play the trumpet. And so because there was a difference there, I ended up playing nothing.
But I heard you playing now, though.
Yeah, well, I had started. This what happened was I'm in financial services, of course, and so we saved a family like $700, $800 on their car insurance.
Wow.
And they were so excited about it, the wife was, that she said, you know, my husband is a concert pianist. All right, we're having some of our friends from the tri-state area come around. Would you join us? And, and I didn't realize that she was a princess from Europe also. And so I said, yes, definitely. So we went and get there, and they're talking about this particular selection of music. And I want to say it was Bach or one of the famous artists of way back when. And listen, it just blew my mind. They were having this conversation. And so he's facing us, and behind him is his baby grand piano, a black one.
Oh, yeah.
And he turns around and hits one key. It goes, bing! And then he turns around, and they started having a conversation about that. And I said, oh, my mother was right. I should have learned how to play the piano. All right. And so from that point, then I saw this software package at Staples that said, teach me a piano. And so I had to, of course, get the keyboard. And I already had the laptop, connect that to that, and then I started playing it. Well, what was interesting about that was the sounds, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. You know, you could hear the different tones.
Yes, yes.
And excellent, excellent. It was a great inspiration. But then what happened was I went over there showing off lifting weights at the gym, and I blew up my shoulder. That kind of put a dent into my piano playing at that point.
Yeah.
So
how's it going? How's it doing?
Oh, the show's fine. You know, before I couldn't raise my hand over my head. Now I can do that.
So I can call you now whenever I'm doing a show, right?
Right, absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to do that show with me. Now, so what was your defining moment in your musician opportunity that you had?
It was when we were a group then, and we were performing at what was called then the Wagon Wheel. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yes.
And they used to have talent shows.
Wilton or Westport or something like that.
No, actually it was in Bridgeport.
Oh, Bridgeport, okay.
And that was it. You know, that was when I knew, because when I was a kid, oh man, I ran out of hallways and, oh man, get out of here with that noise. But when I got there, you know, I was at that level, me and my friends, and we went in and we did the show. We won the contest, and the people went mad. That was it for me. I said, hey, I could really do this. This is it. And from then on, that was it. We took off.
Now, how has your sound changed over the years?
Well, you know, with music, music changes. So, like anything, you have to change with it. So that's what I do. I just adjust my music to whatever the sound is for that era, that time period. And it's been successful for me.
Oh.
It's been successful for me. I mean, I've even had to change my vocals to do certain songs that people want to hear. You know, I mean, I know songs are special to people, certain songs. If I'm in a club singing, I know some people like Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
So I'll do Frank Sinatra. And I tell you, my doctor came to see me one time, and I know he likes Frank Sinatra, so I sang a Frank Sinatra tune for him. And he came up to me while I was singing, he said, "You're not really singing that." I said, "I'm not?" And the vocal stops. He said, "You're really singing that." From then on, every time I go to his office, he's telling everybody in his office, "Hey, you got to go hear this guy sing Frank Sinatra. He's amazing." But I do other artists, you know.
That's
I
fantastic.
do Michael Jackson, I do Luther, you know. And I try to get as close to the artist as I can, because that's what people want to hear.
Yes.
They want to hear the artist.
Yes.
So that's what I do. You know, I just try to make the music appeal to the ear of the listener.
Well, I can say from experience that you do a fantastic job in actually doing that.
Thank you, Steve.
We
Thank you.
really enjoy your sound.
Thank you.
Now, tell me, what is the name of your band?
Oh, Third Shift.
Third Shift.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually not my band. I'm just a part of it.
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
I just want to make that clear. So, Danny, I'm not saying it's my band, okay?
That's right. We don't want to break up the band.
I don't want to break up the band. I don't want to get fired. But
how many people compose of your band?
There is, let me see, we have a piano player, a bass player, a drummer, guitar player, a female vocalist, Nadina Perry, who's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
She's awesome. And then we have a saxophonist and a trumpet player. And they make up the whole band. So I say it's about maybe 6 pieces, five,
Okay.
six, sometimes 7. You know.
Well, you've grown since I've seen you, because I know that one time there was like 3 of you.
Right.
So you got to invite me back to.
Yeah, to hear the full band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. They're phenomenal. I tell you, they are. They could play anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. I mean, we do today's music, we do yesterday's music, and everything they play is just like the audience will tell you.
Yes,
You know, they're
yes.
on the floor the whole time.
Okay.
You know,
Gotcha.
dancing away and enjoying themselves. We've been very successful.
Now, out of all the songs that you have sung, what is your favorite song?
My favorite song? My favorite song. That's a good question.
Or one that means a lot to you?
One that means a lot to me. Believe it or not, and he wasn't my favorite artist, Lionel Richie's 3 Times a Lady.
Really?
Yes, because it reminds me so much of my wife
Aha.
and our relationship, you know? And when I sing that song, I get emotional. I'm not going to I never tell her that, but I do. You know, I love that song, and I love singing it to her. I haven't had a chance to sing it to her, you know, that much, but I love that song.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to give you an opportunity to do that. Just give us a few notes so that our audience can hear your voice, because I think they need to hear it, because you know, we're going to share this with the world. So if you just give us a little a cappella of either that song, because I don't want you to get too emotional here, or a song that you like to share with us.
Okay. Thanks for the time that you've given me. The memories are all in my mind, yeah. And now that we've come to the end of our rainbow, there's something I must say out loud. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you.
Fantastic. Hey. You know, it's a pleasure, all right, to hear your voice and your style of music. I'm sure when people go to hear you in your band, that they will enjoy it thoroughly out there. You know, one of the things that we do on our show to help our fans out there, which we like to think it's a lot of business people, because they like to, like I asked you about your successes and also your challenges. And so that way they can stay far away from the challenges.
Oh, yeah.
And also imitate your successes. And we do that by talking about books. All right. One of the books that we should suggest, well, I don't have it with me, but it's The Magic of Believing, all right, by Claude Bristol. And then also another book which is known throughout the world, and that is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Oh, yes, yes.
All right, which also has in there, talks about the laws of attraction, all right, and how to get that working in your life. All right, and it seems like you have done that, applied some of those principles, all right, that will make things happen, and you can become successful, and it's a continuously. I was on the ship several years ago, and that's when I was actually practicing my piano, all right, on the keyboard. And on the ship, they had a gentleman that actually played the piano. You could take lessons from him while we were there on the ship.
That's awesome.
And so I asked him a key question, and that question was, how long have you been playing? And he said, I've been practicing for the past 30 years. And I thought that was a fantastic answer.
That was a fantastic answer.
Because even in photography, I've been doing it since I was 9, but I still feel like I'm practicing, I'm learning, growing, and developing.
Yes.
I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yes, still. I'm still learning. And, you know, as you get older, and I haven't been doing it as much, singing and playing, so you start to lose a little bit of confidence in yourself, you know. So you're searching to find yourself again. You have to go back and recalibrate, so to speak.
Yes.
And that's what I've had to do. And so I started just going down to the park and getting back into me, you know, and into my voice, and finding, because your voice changes over the years.
Yes.
So you have to learn what your limitations are. You know, how far you can go, because it's hard to get to where you was, of course, when you were 19, 20 years old, you know. You can get there, I found out, but it takes a lot of hard work and practice.
And you were breathing back there better.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Running around, you know, now I don't do that.
Right. Yeah, things change.
Yes.
But once again, Leroy, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
And it's been a fantastic time with you. And don't forget that gentleman, all right, that we want to have on our show. We got to talk about that afterwards.
Oh, yes.
But thanks once again. And also to our audience out there in Scoreland. Thank you very much, and to your success. All right, we will catch you later. Thank you.